Let's kick things off with our NFL panel. DraftKings contributors Reid, Fowler, and Geoff Ulrich. Fellas, let's shimmy on over to the DK Sportsbook for Thursday night best bets. Need your favorite bets on the DK Sportsbook for tonight's Carolina-Houston matchup. So Reid, Panthers are favored by 8 in this one. 2-0 team against a rookie quarterback. Will the Panthers cover?
This is a tasty barbecue sauce type game, Jesse, on a Thursday night, baby. No, like I actually do think Carolina covers here. They're fifth in league-wide PFF coverage grade. Like the defense, I did not think was going to play this well, but like they had matchups that were advantageous for the defensive side. But boy, like they held the Saints, who put up 38 on the Green Bay Packers, to just 11 for 22 passing and 111 yards, 2 INTs from Jameis Winston. And look, this defensive line, which we'll get to in a little bit, has been great. And when you have a rookie quarterback in Davis Mills making his first start against these guys, I think it's going to be a long night. Laying 8 with Sam Darnold, the previous Sam Darnold would be a tall order, Geoff, but I do think they cover here.
Ooh, Geoff, do you like him to cover?
I mean, I'm just going to be glad when this game is over, Jesse. This one is just, it's gutting me in knots here with, rookie quarterback who wasn't good in the preseason. And then you've got, obviously, the Carolina Panthers on the other side have been outplaying their expectations by a long shot. So I'm going to say that the Texans cover this. I just cannot take Sam Darnold as a plus or as a -8 favorite on the road.
Let's talk about the game total for this one. It's on the lower side. It's sitting at 43. You liking the over or the under? The trend has been towards the overs here, but
Yeah, I do like the over, Jesse. Look, the 43, and we kind of saw this last week too, and two different teams, right, with the Giants and the Washington football team. Much better in terms of skill players on both sides as a total, right? But I do like the over. You look at Carolina, I think they can get off to a hot start. Defensively too, right? The Houston Texans don't really have a point of, an advantage over the Carolina Panthers. Panthers line is a little deficient. They have allowed pressures on Sam Darnold. We have seen him scramble quite a bit or just get a little bit hurried in the pocket. But at the same time, I don't trust this both teams to keep this to the under. We saw, again, last week, Thursday, the over hit, which was similar in this number fairly early, like between halfway in the third quarter. So although this is hard to take and swallow, I'm going to take the over in this one at 43. I think that number is just too low.
Follow this, pal. I'm back.
Geoff is back.
Oh.
Geoff, you can finish your thoughts, and then we're talking about the total here sitting at 43.
For sure. Again, I won't say too much more about the line. It really just comes down to, I don't know what's going to happen in this game. There's a lot of variables with Davis Mills, but I'd rather take the points. I don't really trust that this is the true Carolina Panthers, this elite defense, Sam Darnold, kind of just being the super efficient, like Drew Brees, like quarterback. I'd rather take the points there with the Texans. The bet I really do like in this game, actually, is the under. You look at Carolina over since Matt Rule took over. They are 7-11 at hitting overs, so they are not good at hitting overs. They've been a slower paced team. Definitely, again, you've got Davis Mills, probably not going to be throwing a ton. I really do like the under here at 43 points. This line has come down a bit, but the under 43 is one of my favorite plays.
All right, guys. Yeah, Davis Mills making his first start in light of the Tyrod Taylor injury, and Sam Darnold has been pretty good to start the season with his new team. So, Reid, what's a quarterback prop that you like in this one?
Yeah, I'm going to stay away from the Davis Mills. It's tempting. The over 211.5 passing yards, maybe out of necessity. But no, I'm going to actually stick with Sam Darnold here. Over, Geoff, 6.5 rushing yards at -115. 6.5 rushing yards. Geoff could go 6.5, could go 7 yards potentially. Well, maybe not. But look, I think Sam Darnold can. I think this is too low. I think he can do this on one scramble. I mentioned the offensive line has allowed some pressures on some lesser than stout defensive lines like the Jets, right? We've seen that in game one, the Saints, as well in game two. Like Sam Darnold isn't rushing as much as he was last year, but he hit his over rushing prop 5 of 8 times last season. And if he can get 2 rush attempts, right, like that's it. He's got to average a little over 3 yards in both of those. I can see some design runs. Or if he gets flushed out of the pocket once or twice, they bring an extra man on the blitz. I could definitely see him picking this up. Over 6.5 is too low.
All right, what do we think, Geoff? Which quarterback prop do you like, even though I know you don't like any of them?
Well, it's just this game. I mean, this game could be so slow. You know, Sam Darnold might only throw 25 passes if Carolina gets out in front early, so it's hard to take the overs on his, but I don't really want to take the under because he's been playing well. I am going to hit up that Davis Mills prop and go over 211.5 passing yards. Again, if this game goes to how the line is telling us, Houston's going to be behind late. They're going to have to force Davis Mills into throwing. He does have an elite wide receiver in Brandon Cooks, who's got a pretty good matchup against some younger cornerbacks. He's got good pass catchers out of the backfield. I think at the very least, you're going to see Davis Mills approach this number, and I would much rather be on the over side of it. Again, I don't have any hard takes on this one, but I think you got to go over Davis Mills just because that total is so low for an NFL starting quarterback.
All right, Geoff, what's another prop bet that you like in this one?
Well, probably my favorite prop of the night is going to be Robbie Anderson, over 43.5 receiving yards. Again, this is very much a Cooper Kupp sort of Robert Woods situation that's developed with the Carolina Panthers receiving core to start the year. DJ Moore getting all the love. He's got 19 targets. Robbie Anderson only has 9. But guess what? Robbie Anderson led this team in targets last year. He's an elite wide receiver too. This will balance itself out. We are getting an insanely low prop on Robbie Anderson here. This is an elite wide receiver. He's got speed. He's definitely not going up against an elite pass defense. Again, Sam Darnold's not going to be under pressure tonight, so if they do drop him back to throw 30 plus times, you know, he's going to have time. This is just a buy low spot for sure. 43.5. I was just shocked when I saw this number. This is an easy over for me.
Reid, what's a prop bet that just stood out to you?
Yeah, the reason why I think I like DJ Moore a little bit more, although Robbie Anderson, I think it's a great call by Geoff, is that Vernon Hargreaves III has struggled this year in pass coverage, and DJ Moore, they're using him a lot closer to the line of scrimmage. We see that with Mike Williams at the Chargers, that get these guys the ball closer to the line of scrimmage. They're much more efficient as opposed to trying to get the hero ball. But the prop that I like the most is a guy who hasn't played yet for the Houston Texans, and Anthony Miller, over 2.5 receptions at plus 110. I think there's some variance that we don't know about Davis Mills and that we don't know how Anthony Miller is going to play in this game. But Danny Amendola, I don't think is in, right? I think doubtful, and I think he's already ruled out, right, Geoff?
I'm pretty sure he's been ruled out.
Yeah, Nico Collins.
Double check that, but he's very, very, very questionable, and I'm pretty sure he's not.
Doubtful does not lead to, especially on a short week for Danny Amendola, who decided to play like last second. With the Houston Texans, he's out. Nico Collins is out for 3 to 4 weeks with a shoulder injury. So that leaves Brandon Cooks, Chris Conley, and Anthony Miller. Over 2.5 receptions in the slot. That's where you're going to have to operate. This Carolina Panthers defense can get to Davis Mills. They've been able to get to the quarterback in the first 2 weeks. They can get to Davis Mills. And if that's the case, it's either those 2 tight ends and Jordan Akins and Farrell Brown. Good luck trying to figure that out. I like Farrell Brown a little bit more. But you got Anthony Miller there. I could see him getting to these zones, he's pocketing the zones. And 2.5 receptions, I think, is too low for a guy that they brought in to essentially be that guy in the slot.
All right. Slate approved pick time. What is your favorite bet for tonight's game, Reid?
Yeah, it's going to be DJ Moore. I mentioned Vernon Hargreaves isn't. I think that's going to be a little bit overmatched for him, for DJ Moore. I got DJ Moore close to 8 receptions, just under 100 yards, and probably scoring a touchdown tonight. All
right, Geoff, Slate approved bet pick.
Well, that'll be good for my fantasy team where I have DJ Moore, but I'm going to go under the total in this one, 43 points. Again, the under is 11-7 under Matt Rule with the Carolina Panthers. Their defense is playing well, and maybe the defense regresses, but it's not going to be tonight because Davis Mills is starting on the other side. This one could just be ugly, and Carolina will play slow if they get ahead. So I really like the under 43 here.